I can't tell when it starts. There's like it's delay there. So, anyways, obviously we're here. Um, we're here to talk about my hair, and I don't know. Years ago when we were living in Hawaii, I think somewhere around 2002, um, I decided that I was probably better off bald. So I remember shaving it. My wife actually said, "Oh, can I shave it for you?" And I let her, and it was cool. And we had a good time. My daughter was born in 2000, and she was just little. I mean, I don't even know if she was fully 2 years old yet. Uh, she was just little. And I remember I came out with a towel on my head, and she kind of looked at me funny, like, well, that's strange that the towel's on your head. And I let her pull the towel off, and and when the towel fell and she saw the bald head, she went, and we took a picture. But then the next thing that she did was she smiled and she reached up, she kind of leaned forward, you know, how toddlers do. And she leaned forward and she just touched my head and and she just went and started patting me on top of the head. And I thought that was just the neatest thing. And then I stayed bald by choice for several years. I think I was forced to let some hair grow back during my Chiefs initiation, and back then it still was an initiation. It was the very first year um, that they stopped certain things, and it was the last year of the initiation. After that, it was an induction, and then it was a transformation or whatever, an induction season, and things of that nature. But I went through the very last Chiefs initiation. Of course, now it's all training. Um, so anyway, we're talking about my hair. Um, Shortly after that, I shaved it back off, and I kept it that way. I think up just before I went on recruiting, I let it grow out for about a month or so, and then I shaved it back off. Um, and I kept it that way most of the time I was on recruiting. And then when I went to my ship, I don't know, for some strange reason, I let it grow back during the time I was at school for Mark 160. And then as soon as I got to the ship, I shaved it. And, I had gained some weight, so it looked cool when I was skinny. But when I had gained weight, I kind of looked like Uncle Fester, really. I mean, there were some people who said, "Hey, you look like Kojak," and there were some people who looked like, "Ah, he looks like Uncle Fester," and not a good one either. So, anyways, so that was that. And then when I decided to retire or complete my career, I decided to grow it out, and I thought it'd be kind of neat. But as you can tell, um, it doesn't do anything. It just sits there. And I've tried to part it in the middle, and it's curly, so it just kind of hangs. And then there's this. It's so thin on top that I remember while I was on recruiting in 2005, trying to let it grow. I went to a barber and I said, "What would you do if you were me?" And she said, "Well, to be totally honest," she said, "it's so thin. I'd hate to lose your business, but I would shave it." And I went home and I shaved it, and it stayed that way until I went to school for Mark 160. So I tried to comb it, and you can't even do a comb over. You know, that's ridiculous. Comb it over to the side, and this is a comb over, which from the front, besides this little dip, it's when it's wet, it doesn't do so bad. It's not too bad. But from the front, that looks okay. But then when you look down on it, it's really kind of humorous. From the side, from the back, side and the front. And my wife and my kids, especially Megan, has been begging me. Yeah, maybe begging's a strong word. But every time that hair has come up, they're like, I prefer you to shave it. I think you'd look better bald. And I've had numerous other people. Some are good friends, some are neighbors, some are people you just kind of meet. And they're like, you know what, if I had your head, I would shave it. Girls, guys, older, younger, they all say, yeah, I think I'd shave that mess. So, and there's that. When I had a shaved head, people used to guess me at 30 years old. I'm 43. But now that I have this mess, they guess me at 60. Really? I'm 43. They're guessing me that old? I mean, I got one lady that said that she's 47 years old and she thought that I was at least 10 years older than her. That's 57. That's about as close to 60 as I want to be at this point in my life. Now, eventually, I want to be 60, 70, and 80, and even 90. But not right now. And I wish that, if it receded back, it did it in a normal pattern. I don't mind it being thin. The problem is it's patchy. And I guess that's what everybody else's problem is with it, too. I even thought about kind of dyeing it, bleaching it a little bit so it doesn't, look so thin. But I guess it is what it is. So, I'm not scared to be bald. I've done it for years and years and years. There's only a few pictures that I didn't like being bald, and those are the ones that I'm wearing a polo, and I'm trying to fit in with, that kind of look. It doesn't look right. But bald with t-shirts and even bald with a suit or a dress shirt looks fine. But the polos don't look good. I don't know why. So anyway, I thought I would entertain this for a while, and I think the joke's on me. So, anyways, it is what it is. This was before.